Hello, everybody, and welcome to another installment of the 2025 Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Mentor Tournament. We are currently in the bracket part of this tournament, and we have today a race between AeroRaiser and McColyer. I apologize, McColyer. I will try to pronounce your name correctly this time. I am Rico V53, and I am joined in the booth today by Soaring Wyvern.
Hello, that's me. I say words sometimes.
We have quite a few RAs today for this race. Starting with the new patcher, we have multiplayer pickups enabled. There will be a random start with 1 to 2 random majors, starting with 2 extra E-tanks. This will be door rando with no permanently locked doors, translator gate rando, and elevator rando.
That's a lot of changes. Oh goodness, is this the transport to Torvis that they've started in?
It appears
Or
to be.
Torvis transport to Aegon?
And it looks like we are starting with Morph Ball Bombs.
So you'll have to, I don't play door rando a lot. You'll have to point out what doors open to what type of weapon.
I am not the best at that either, but we do see that they can open these doors with Morph Ball Bomb, which is something that is unique to this randomizer. Randovania has added several new door types that correspond to pretty much every weapon you can have in this game. So it's not just the vanilla doors.
So we've got missiles and portal chamber, I think.
Correct. And we've got
poison bot.
Yep, right off the bat.
What are the requirements to get that key in Poison Bog? It's just Dark Visor.
Dark Visor and Light Suit. And whatever other items you need to open the doors between here and the portal chamber.
And of course, we can't know that yet. Well, between here and portal chamber, that was a Morph Ball Bomb door, right?
Well, we haven't seen what it is in the Dark World yet.
That's fair.
Okay, so our Torvis elevators so far go into the Great Temple and Aegon.
So where are we in Aegon? Oh, okay. So this is the lab side by
Yep.
Sand Canyon. McCall, you're checking the map to see what type of doors there are in this room, I assume. Arrow, it seems, has opted to go across Sand Canyon. Guess McColyer really wants to see what's in here. I don't think they can get back out unless this is Dark Beam or Spider Ball. It's Space Jump Boots. Storage D Space Jump Boots. This is a soft lock from McColyer.
Yes, but it is great knowledge to have.
For sure.
And if you're going to soft lock, might as well soft lock right at the beginning before you've actually done something.
That's true. There's not a lot to do to get back to where they are right now.
Arrow, on the other hand, really wants that cheeseburger, and I can't blame him. I'm kind of hungry right now myself.
Don't talk about cheeseburgers. You're gonna make me hungry. To answer the question in chat, both sides of the door should be the same blast gate shield, whatever we call those. On both sides of the door. So from either side, a Morph Ball Bomb blast shield can be broken with Morph Ball Bombs.
And we have Arrow entering the Bomb Guardian fight. Now, that Power Bomb expansion he picked up proves to be immediately useful, as there are several early game bosses that just do not resist Power Bombs at all, and he is rewarded with a Dark Beam for that, which coincidentally is the beam he needs to open that next door. It's almost like this was planned. And that appears to be a red key in Path of Roots.
Can we even have Dark Burst logic in these settings? I don't think so. They didn't turn up the trick settings.
Well, Dark Burst can be a blast shield, so we could need it to open doors.
Ah, the doors.
But no, we're not going to be using Dark Burst to open bomb slots, especially since they started with bombs.
That was where my brain went. Ah, doors. The real boss of Metroid Prime. They take forever to open.
And the Metroid's one true predator.
I do love watching a Metroid run into a door and just explode. So Arrow with Dark Beam can actually move through labs and get that Space Jump Boots.
It's better to grab it after the boss fight here, as that will reload the room and you can check what the item is, as well as get the hint for Dark Oasis. And Arrow demonstrating that Dark Samus is another one of those early game bosses that just cannot handle a power bomb.
Alright, let's see what's in main reactor. It's sparkly. That, I guess they didn't care to look closer.
Dark Oasis is a missile that is most likely dead, as there are only 2 missile systems that this game can hint. The main missile launcher and the Seeker launcher. It is possible that could end up being Seekers, but it's more likely they'll end up somewhere else, especially since Seeker locks are things that existed in the base game and in this as well. And Drake in chat pointing out that there is a third thing that can be hinted as a missile, which is the infinite missile multiplayer pickup. But that actually does not give us progression. If you pick that up without a missile launcher, you still cannot fire a missile, even though you have unlimited missiles.
I learned that the hard way in a required main seed. Unlimited missiles does not give you missiles with which to fire.
I did not get a good look at what that item was.
We should see it again in a moment. Yeah, it did look important. I thought the item in main reactor looked important too. It looked like it had a white particle effect, kind of like this one does. That's
I think
a
that's
ball. Spider ball?
You can actually tell Spider Ball by looking at it because the model is smaller than the one for Boost Ball or Cannonball.
Yeah, but I always fake myself out, like, okay, I know Spider is smaller, but do I know that this is smaller if they're not side by side? So Spider Ball opens some things for us. Without Boost, though, I don't think even if they find super missiles, the puzzle in this particular room the arrow is in does not come into logic.
Yeah, it requires
wait.
balls or screw attack.
Door rando, so it depends on the door. I think Arrow
was an Annihilator door.
Yeah, it was an Annihilator door. So Arrow needs Boost and Annihilator. What else does Spider get us?
In Aegon, not much without main power bombs. So Arrow can do the check in Mining Station A, but it is not in Logic yet. Assuming he can get there, of course.
Interesting question. What is that, Mining Station B? The room just outside of here, where Arrow...
Central Mining Station.
Now, even if Arrow did not have the beams to come out the top side of this room, wouldn't Spider-Ball make this room logical with Space Jump?
Not if he couldn't get out the top because it's sealed by default, that energy gate. You have to do the pirate fight to unlock it. Arrow doing a beautiful scan dash to get across that gap, because as we know in these games, the scan visor is a movement system, and that is Dark Suit in Central Mining Station.
Looks like Arrow wants to head back into labs.
That is unlimited beam ammo in main reactor.
Okay. That explains the white particle effect I saw. It was just the white part of the beam ammo. Arrow coming back for the beam ammo. Oh, or not.
He still has no way to really collect it. No boost or screw attack.
I was about to say that, but then I realized they were on the other spider track.
Now, I believe there is a pretty advanced trick to get it with just space jump, but I don't know if you want to invest that much time into unlimited ammo right now.
We're back in Torvis, hitting a save station on Arrow's side. MColyer still cleaning up in labs here, picking up Emerald Translator. What do you think about an underground tunnel play here?
I believe the gate is amber in this, so I don't think they can do it.
Wait, did we shuffle gates too?
Yes, we shuffled gates too.
So lost, yeah. Translator gate rando.
Well, hopefully our runners are not lost.
Yeah. We're just along for the ride.
And we have our first STK.
Items are also shuffled. What? No way. I don't believe you.
And we have some dangerous actions on Arrow's side. He is entering Dark Torvis, but he has no logical way to leave. Now, assuming that one of the save stations is open, he can save warp out, but the logic for the randomizer will never take that into account.
It's not that dangerous, though, because Arrow made a save right upon coming back into Torvis. So they probably anticipated having to do this.
And our first missiles of this seed are in Putrid Alcove. That's not a sentence you say every day.
Yeah.
And we have our first Shaika key.
If Dark Labs would have been a play to make, so it would be risky to go into Dark Labs, but not knowing what the doors are, like they could all just be Morphball bomb doors.
It's very possible, but without a easily accessible save station, it's probably safer to do what Arrow has done, as you can just get here. And if this wasn't open, he could have just used his... Sorry, go on.
This is door type rando, right? So we should be... No, this isn't a multi-world. So they could do regular door rando. Did they do door type rando? Or
I believe this is regular door rando. Yeah, this has to be because there's
no keeping track of it at all. I was fixing to start writing down like what type of door turned into what.
Don't worry, we have the best of the best on that today, as we have two trackers, Op and Drake. Yeah, that pirate had some mad hops.
They do love to juke. Honestly, it's going to be really hard to tell here in a minute who is in the lead.
And we know that the Amber Translator is in Temple Grounds. Now, what we don't know is how to get to Temple Grounds. Now, one thing that we can expect to see in a seed like this, if they ever can get there, is for our runners to check the map stations. While normally you would not do that in a randomizer seed, checking the map station actually reveals what area the elevators go to in advance.
That's a good point. I never thought about that. Give the map stations a purpose.
What Aero is attempting to do here is what we like to call a bomb space jump. Now, when you leave the ground in Morph Ball form, there is a brief 22 frame window where the game still considers you grounded. We refer to this as Coyote time. Like if you've ever watched any of the old Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner cartoons, where it takes a second for him to start falling after he runs off a cliff. Now, if you can get control back of Samus within that 22 frame window, you can actually initiate a space jump as if you were on the ground. And you regain control in that window by skipping the unmorph animation. And you do that by obscuring the camera so it can't play as it's supposed to. And that was a beautiful bomb space jump from Aero.
Kind of curious if McColyer goes Dark Labs here. Oh, it looks like
He's going Dark Labs. This is our first real route divergence.
Could be huge. Could be a mistake. I would have liked to have seen a save first. Did he go to the save station? That's a light ammo up top.
I cannot comment on why Aero did a 3 BSJ there, Avina. Maybe he just likes bombs. More explosions, the better.
Hey, practice is practice. Now, on McCollier's side, though, the interesting thing is Dark Labs can be a pretty dangerous action because without Light Beam, you don't have a way back out if you can't reach the save station. But I believe that they could have full access to the entirety of Dark Labs loop.
Yeah, that is
by nature of just door rando.
That is a very good point.
Oh, that's something.
That's a bomb door back there, and no, I don't think that's Amber.
Echo. looks like a visor of some sort. HUD system. Dark ammo and Warrior's Walk. I almost said that it looked like Plasma Beam, and then I realized what game we were playing.
I feel a lot better about myself because I too thought that was Wave Beam for a brief second. Yes, and that is a good point that K-Rar in chat brings up. You can actually have visor-locked doors in these settings.
Do they have all doors except for Permalock turned on?
Yes, they do.
The possibilities are headache-inducing. Okay, Arrow is going for the visor. That is Cobalt.
No, that is Violet.
Is it Violet? You know I'm colorblind.
Yes, but I thought it was red-based. Well, I guess there technically is red and violet. You win this round. On McCollier's side, we can see that he is firing into the space in front of a statue. Now, Jump Guardian's hurt box is actually preloaded into this room, right from the spot where he jumps down from in the cutscene. So we can just stand here in safety in this light beacon and fire at this invisible space that is Jump Guardian, and actually do damage to him before the battle starts. This is faster and safer than fighting him the normal way, as he has a bunch of semi-scripted, semi-invulnerability phases where he jumps all over the battlefield and it's annoying. Now, for whatever reason, he cannot be killed outright in this before the fight has started. This is likely a safety feature to prevent the player from accidentally deleting the very important item that is here in vanilla.
So we had some route divergence, but I think Arrow is probably going to head up through Warrior's Walk and go into Dark Labs where McColyer came out. So they're kind of just making an X and crossing paths here.
Yeah, I believe McColyer intends to pick up the Violet on his way back.
Yeah, a lot of things could show up that would make that fight a lot faster. Even just a light beam to supercharge the nodes in Battlegrounds makes that fight a lot faster. Power bombs help too, but hey, we can't always have those.
Only got one.
You only need one. Now, the Ing in Battlegrounds tend to drop power bombs pretty regularly. Okay, McColyer does decide to go for the fight. Using their power bomb, gets a refresh. 2 more Ing come in. Now you can hit both of these with the power bomb if you get between them. But it looks like he's just going to opt to refresh his power bomb. Oh, nicely done. That was pretty quick.
Okay, Rar. I had a required area in my async race today and you missed it.
I didn't. It was amazing. Did either racer try to check cache 1? Or in cache the light beam room?
I don't think so. It looked like it was just a blue door to me.
That's what I thought. I'm surprised Arrow left without checking it. Gotta at least peek at it even if you don't want to pick it up.
So, fun fact, when you enter this portal chamber room in the Dark World for the first time, no matter how you come into it, it will play the cutscene of Samus leaving the portal. You can actually use that to reposition you from the other side of that gate.
Interestingly, it'll do that as soon as the room loads, so even if you're not transitioned into the room and you're on the other side of the door, it'll pull you into Portal Chamber Dark and just place you at the portal. It's very disorienting if you're not expecting it.
I did not get a good look at that item.
Me either.
And we have our first map station. Not gonna lie, I forgot there was a sandstone block right there. Oh, that was double damage. I looked away and did not see that. So that is 2 of our 3 multiplayer pickups known.
Well, Temple Grounds would be the play here. But if I'm not mistaken, we have not seen an elevator that leads to Temple Grounds yet.
I have not seen one yet, so
Oh. Did McColyer see what was in Mining Plaza?
looks like he might have. I could not make that out at all on either runner's side, so
Aegon entrance goes to Aegon Gate, is what Linefus says.
oh, that is just beautiful.
Thank you, Op. There's a lot of information on the tracking document, okay? I'm trying.
And we have Annihilator Beam in Sand Cache.
That's really interesting. Now, we know of 2 Annihilator Beam doors so far, I believe. One of them is Storage C. Where do we see the other Annihilator Beam door? I know there was another one.
Well, I believe there is a tracking dock for that.
I am scrolling through it now.
Very nice 3 BSJ from Aero to get on top of this rock, which is standable.
Okay. So it looks like Annihilator Beam doors are Storage C, Mining Station Access, Mining Station H, Temple Access, and Venomous Pond to Dark Torvus Temple Access. The Venomous Pond one, that's the one I was thinking of.
Oh, and I am noticing that while our runners started with the same colored Various suit, they have elected to use different colored dark suits.
Okay, Temple Grounds. First item is a missile expansion.
That is fantastic knowledge to have.
Boost ball is
Boost ball
where?
is Boost ball is in Temple Grounds, so we are looking for Amber and Boost. And a key in Accursed Lake. Now, opening this gate from this side is logical in two different ways. Alternatively, you can screw attack over it. But to open this gate from that side, you can either use a missile, as Arrow demonstrated, or you can use a charged Annihilator Beam shot.
More missile expansions in Temple Grounds. Temple Grounds, more like missile grounds, am I right?
Not often that you see a runner route to DMT from the back. And locked door.
That might be why they did that, yeah. Honestly, extremely smart, because if they did drop down into DMT and see like a boost ball door, they'd be soft locked. So that is something I wouldn't even have thought of. Unless boost was on DMT, but let's face it, that would be brutal.
I mean, KR brings up a valid point. We do know that Boost is somewhere in Temple Grounds.
But do you really risk dropping into DMT for it when you haven't checked?
No, definitely not.
GFMC loop or TAST?
I definitely don't, and then when I find out it was there, I curse myself. That looks like Boost.
Arrow
And
nervously scans it anyway.
that is a
Awesome.
very good practice to have, because you never want to pick up Cannonball too early, because once you lose that, you're not getting it back.
It would be really, really hard to know when it would be safe to pick up Cannonball in a seed like this.
Huh. Lower Torvis elevator. That is really good knowledge to have.
Logically, that could only be... Well, which part of Lower Torvis? Because that could only be one check if it goes to the upper elevator in Lower Torvis. Oh, right. The upper elevator isn't between areas. It is an elevator, but it doesn't take you between areas. That is correct. Had a brain lapse there for a second.
Reliquary is a missile-related upgrade. Normally, that would mean this would be dead because you need Seekers to get to it, but we may not need Seekers to get to it. It'd be funny if we still needed Seekers to get to it. And both of our runners are right on each other's heels, and we have Dark Burst in GFMC.
Now, we haven't seen a Dark Burst door yet, I do not believe.
We have not, but what's better than one Dark Burst? 2 Dark Bursts.
The Dark Burst. Darker Burst.
And Cobalt is exactly 3 rooms away from Dark Torvis Key 1.
Ooh, they may have already picked that up. Let me check the tracking guide. I know they picked up a Torvis key. No, they picked up key 2, so key 1 is still unaccounted.
Okay, that's what I thought. That elevator is almost vanilla. It does take you to Sank, just not the way it's supposed to.
Okay. So, I definitely keep forgetting that we're doing elevator rando. It's always disorienting seeing someone go down an elevator that you've gone down 100 times and you know where it comes out, and then they are not in that place.
So what McColyer is attempting to do is get a peek at the item that is in FTA. Now, if you jump into the ceiling at the right angle while looking at the right spot, you can get a brief glimpse at what's there through the ceiling. I did not catch what it is, so hopefully they did. Now with New Patcher, all these color puzzles actually can be randomized, including this gyro puzzle right here. On the old Patcher, they all have the same vanilla solution. This also includes the Echolux as well.
McColyer is going to check wind chamber.
I think that's a good play because we know that Amber is still somewhere in Temple Grounds and we haven't seen it yet. Unfortunately, that is not where it is. Or maybe fortunately, depending on how you look at it.
I'm going to go with fortunately.
So that leaves 4 possible checks. I believe Amber could be in DMT or Gateway. And that is Screw Attack in Culling Chamber.
That's a massive advantage for Aero at the moment then. McColyer has opted to go a different direction, it looks like. But we're still at the point where anything can happen. Yeah, we still don't have main missile, and we have not yet seen a missile door.
Wait, is this elevator vanilla? We have 2 vanilla elevators so far.
Hey, Arrow's about to get another hint. Let's see what it says.
Ooh, Hall of Honor dead. It could be here.
Yeah, it's not a seeker door anymore, most likely. Ooh,
Thumos' grapple beam.
on Thumos. Well, that's not the worst thing in the world, I guess. Unless there's somehow grapple doors.
And another thing you don't see every day, 50 minutes in, our first Alpha Splinter fight. That is Amber.
Amber on Hall of Honor dead.
This puzzle is not randomized. And we have Sunburst on McColyer's side.
No, Avina, this puzzle is not randomized. It can't be. It probably could be, but thinking about how to do it confuses me. I'm gonna stop now. Please don't randomize it. Yeah, agreed. A life support system in, what is that, Defiled Shrine?
Yes, that is the Defiled Shrine. Now, this could potentially be Light Suit. And we have an STK on McColyer's side. Normally that puzzle requires bombs, which we have, but it's quicker to actually just do a slope jump up into that hole in the ceiling. And Dark Missile Trooper does not last long when confronted with a power bomb. And an immediate reset from Arrow.
KRAR points out a very good point that we have no idea when hints actually become available.
That is very true.
SDK hints could be available right now.
Or they could be Dark Visor and Echo Visor locked, which would be hilarious.
It's possible that our conversation has been I lost track of the word I was going to use there, but Arrow might be going to get hints. Prophetic, that's what I was going to say. This is a hints play from Arrow.
Well, I mean, he's in the neighborhood.
No reason not to check what the doors are. I mean, you've got screw attack for the wall crawl if you need to. Okay, Annihilator.
I did not get a good look at what was behind the gate.
That's a power bomb door? Yeah.
That is our first power bomb door. So
Now, we don't have main PBs yet, so that's not logical. Ooh, what is this? Screw attack?
yep,
Yeah, screw attack.
but we do know
Okay.
that main power bombs are required to get to Sky Temple. Torvis
Okay, Tortoise Grove.
ATS, Sank Map Station. So we need light suit. Poison Bog. We need Dark Visor. Accursed Lake. Dark Torvis Arena. Both Dark Torvis Arena checks, so Boost Guardian is required.
So there is a wall crawl to do for Sank Map, so if you are really, really confident in your out of bounds movement, I believe you can go out of bounds and ceiling warp into the top of Sank Map.
There is also a wall crawl for Poison Bog, but I don't expect that we'll see that here, as you are on a constant timer with that because of the dark water that you have to pass through out of bounds.
That seems less likely.
So chances are Arrow's probably going to hunt for that light suit.
Imagine not even picking up missile launcher in a race seed.
It's happened before. The question is always, do the racers realize when they don't pick up missile launcher?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I gotta watch more of these then, because I can't recall ever having seen that happen. Okay, I'm going to be over here trying to calculate go mode for a second.
Yeah, I think Arrow has forgotten that he has Dark Burst.
It seems to me that, barring any doors blocking the way, Arrow has everything he needs minus Light Suit to collect these SDKs.
Ah, thank you, Drake. That was a Dark Visor door, not Dark Burst. Sorry, what was that, Wyvern?
I was saying that it seems like, barring whatever doors could be in the way, it seems like Arrow just needs light suit for go mode.
No, Arrow needs Dark Visor.
Ah, yes, for the in-cache. And we've just seen a Dark Visor door, so there will probably be more of those cropping up too.
Oh, McColyer had to move the bridge, and that moving the bridge triggers the layer with the Dark Pirate Commandos, and they lock the door.
Unfortunately, McColyer still has not happened across that screw attack. But Calling Chamber has been pretty far off their radar so far. Oh, McColyer happens across a second SDK.
Oh, that was very nicely done.
Not often do we see the Albert fight over an hour into the race.
Nope. But with the power bombs, it's not really a fight.
Okay, we're here at You Must Won. We get an item and a hint.
Oh, there's main PVs.
Yeah, main power bombs are in Torvis Temple. So far, the only screw attack door we've seen is in Sky Temple Gateway, so not having screw attack hasn't really been much of a hindrance to McColyer that I can think of.
The question, though, is when is McColyer going to go back there?
Now, screw attack is required to complete the game because you have to have it to climb up to the Emperor Ring fight. So they will have to go get that.
And we are going to be seeing our first play towards Phazon Grounds.
Dark Visor is in cache too. That's been accessible for a little bit. Cache 2 is...
The one that is normally Annihilator locked.
Yes. So logically, Arrow could happen across that, but McColyer does need Screw Attack to get that item. McColyer getting the knowledge that Amber Translator is in Temple Grounds.
Arrow has returned to Torvis. They will likely stumble upon that Dark Visor hint soon.
The Dark Visor hint was in Torvis Energy Controller. We'll just have to see if they head that way. I don't think there's many more places in Torvis for them to go.
Well, there was Underground Tunnel, but it's just a missile expansion. Let's see what the hint is. Major in Meditation Vista.
Major upgrade. Well, luckily we're 2 rooms away from that.
Considering that you were going to check that regardless after going to Underground Tunnel if it's open, I'm gonna say there is no money in the banana stand this time.
That's about the same as that feels bad moment when you scan the hint in the same room as a pickup and then it tells you, hey, that pickup, yeah, it was right over there.
What's even worse is when that pickup is Cobalt and it's a Cobalt hint. And McColyer picking up that unlimited beam ammo.
Not having to farm beam ammo could make all the difference.
Especially if a certain mosquito ends up being required. And we have STK 8. We knew this one, though.
What is that door? Let's check the tracker. I have a list of doors here. That appears to be either a secret launcher or an echo door. It was kind of bluish, maybe? I'm not the best with colors. Like a pinkish blue. Arrow tried to bomb it and it didn't open. Oh.
Oh, that is interesting. So it was a bomb door, but the fight screwed up the generation. And that is Grav in Medvista.
So this probably will point arrow to go to Torvis Energy Controller, because if it points to Lower Torvis, you can't get there without doing the Torvis Temple fight. So he will inevitably head that way if he follows the grav suit to Lower Torvis.
And we had light suit in sand... It's not light beam in sand processing.
Wow. That is way back there. I could see Arrow hot dogging that for a while if the map opens up a bit more.
And we're about to have a check of in-cache 1. Just a cheeseburger. Now, I would not have picked that up because grabbing that item actually causes a layer change in Mining Station A that spawns Arrow Troopers, and Arrow Troopers suck.
Depending on your loadout, they're not that bad. You got Annihilator and unlimited ammo, it's fine. And double damage, yeah.
We have Arrow using the boost to skip this puzzle, hopefully.
Wow, well done. Ooh! Spoke too soon.
I believe he got a view of the item, so...
Yeah, he does appear to be heading out.
Yeah, with no screw attack, MColyer is not able to push that knowledge of Dark Visor. There is a scan dash to get it, but it's fairly difficult. It's a lot like the one in bioenergy storage, except you have to do it on a moving platform, so...
Yeah, I tried for an hour to get that in a multi the other day and could not do it. It's rough.
Okay, so as Drake has pointed out, we still have not seen Launcher, but I would like to call attention to that we haven't needed to fire a missile yet this seed. Is that Launcher right there?
Let's try to get another look at it. Well, McCollier seems to want it.
And Arrow has gotten the dark visor hint. Yeah, that looks like missile launcher, and McColyer seems to want it way more than the hint that is in this room. Oh wait, he never picked up Amber. Cannot scan the hint. My bad.
I haven't seen this method of getting the item in this room before.
Yeah, so you slope jump off of the curved collision in this wall, and if you get it right, you can land right by those stalagmites. And from there, you can just climb this room like you would the Dark World version. And we have supers in Hydro Dynamo.
Avina, I'm pretty sure if they come up from the ground, there's stalagmites.
Missile launcher. That was unlimited missiles. So missile launcher still remains unknown.
Isn't that the saying? Stalactites are hanging on tight or something like that?
Yeah, stalactites hang tight.
Stalagmite fall. Oh, geez. Now which one is it? I don't know anymore. You might have been taught wrong, or maybe we were taught wrong. Nobody knows anymore.
It's definitely stalactites hang tight. And we have a Powerbomb Guardian fight. Or, as I like to refer to this, Charlene.
For a second, I had another brain moment, and I thought you were referencing that Dolly Parton song, and I was like, why?
No, that's Jolene.
That's Jolene. Why is Powerbomb Guardian trying to steal your man?
Words, I refer to Powerbomb Guardian as Charlene because Charlene is my nemesis at work, and I had like 15 seeds in a row that sent me to Powerbomb Guardian.
Rico has a vendetta.
If you ever interacted with her, you would too. Well, clearly, Avena, you just need a new bingo card.
Here's my nemesis, Grapple Guardian.
Yeah, without Light Beam, this is not a fun fight. So Grapple
Yeah.
Guardian is one of two things in this game that you need to scan to be able to target their weak point.
Now, Arrow has already dealt a significant amount of damage here.
Yeah, double damage and super missiles. Unfortunately, no Sonic Boom, or else this fight could already be over. Sonic Boom has the ability to hit Grapple Guardian through its invincibility phase while it's transitioning stages. Phase 1, you need to go behind it, hit the tail like standard Grenchler, Shigoth tactics. Luckily in Phase 2, you can just hit it anywhere once you make it vulnerable. I did not figure that out the first time I ever fought Grapple Guardian, and I spent so long trying to circle behind it in Phase 2.
I still don't fully understand how to fight Grapple Guardian. It's one of those great unknowable mysteries. If you tell me it's not, I'm just going to assume you're lying.
I mean, it's really not. You know, I see so many people doing that little bomb jump and making it look so easy, and I can never get the timing right.
I must have been looking at the wrong screen whenever they did a bomb jump. Which bomb jump are you talking about?
Arrow, the one in the under transit.
I am unfamiliar.
So, fun thing about this gate. It doesn't really exist.
But it exists. It just
Oh my god.
it has weird collision on the inside though. A Morbus Cannonball. Well, you know, at least now we know where it is. But
No
we
one's
also know
getting that.
we're not getting it. I want to say the playing field is almost level here. McColyer has an advantage with light beam. Arrow has a potential advantage with screw attack. I think the
McColyer
real
is about
advantage.
to pick up screw attack.
Oh, there is screw attack.
Yeah, the real advantage on Arrow's side is the knowledge of the keys, which McColyer does not have yet.
Yep, and that Amber translator as well.
There's Dark Aegon Key 3. Only 2 more to get that cannonball. So both of them have gotten the Dark Visor hint by this point. And it is accessible to both of them now that they both have screw attack.
Where was which hint? The screw attack hint, Avina? I'm not sure screw attack was hinted, actually.
Dark Visor was hinted in Torvis' energy controller, and both have seen that hint. And we have our second Torvis key. And McColyer is approaching Amber. And finding out the great news about Grapple Beam.
Now, we had a hint for an item that was a few rooms from Torvis Key 1, did we not? I'm not seeing it on the tracker.
Yes, we did.
Or I could be reading it wrong, which is possible. Cobalt translator. Oh, okay. There's a new line that happens. It says exactly 3 from Dark, and then new line Torvis Key 1. Got it. So Cobalt translator, 3 rooms from Dark Torvis Key 1. Got it.
I believe that's right here. Wait, is it exactly or up to?
I believe it says exactly, yes. Exactly 3 rooms.
Then that is not here. Oh, Sonic Boom! That would have been helpful a couple minutes ago. Wait. Was that missile launcher at O'Lear?
That's wacky.
So exactly 3, is that... Would that be Blog? Oh, that was Torvis Key 3. Okay.
Sellers asked, other than doors, where do you need missiles for logic? The only place I can think of off the top of my head is the trick to shoot both of the locks to get to Splinter Hive.
No, their logical way to that was Annihilator.
Oh, I'm just thinking in normal logic, where would you need missiles? That's the only thing I can think of other than doors. But there's plenty of doors that would require missiles. You have regular missile doors, super missile doors, 3 different beam combo doors.
And words, if you want to race with required main missiles, you just gotta race Wyvern over here. He keeps asking, and everyone says no.
Yeah, word Sayer. Race me. All RA required mains.
Okay, so McColyer is going for hints now. And Arrow is collecting the two keys from Arena. So Boost Guardian is another boss that can be instant killed with power bombs, but there's a little trick to this one. Normally a power bomb will actually make Boost Guardian flinch. And it'll trigger a health gate.
No.
Oh, he missed.
Arrow got... Well, it looks like it actually did hit a little bit.
Yeah,
I didn't see any damage indication, but...
He got one hit, and then it just, I guess, flowed, oozed. Nice power bomb refill. Very timely there.
Perfect. And there it goes.
And Drake brings up a great point. There was no reason to even try the risky strat because you have double damage Sunburst. Boost Guardian does not like it when you hit him with the power of a binary star.
I want to insert that Arrow does not have Light Beam, even if they've picked up Sunburst.
That is a good point. Arrow had to try to use the power bomb.
And the tracker that we're using doesn't show Sunburst and Darkburst. I'm not sure if Arrow has picked up Sunburst. I know McColyer did.
I believe they both did.
Arrow did? Okay. Drake, you and Op are putting in serious work with the tracking document, and we really, really appreciate it. This is certainly crazy to try to keep track of.
Also, when you mess things up, it makes me look less bad for messing things up.
I don't recall Arrow getting the Dark Visor hint.
Both of them got the Dark Visor hint. They have both been to Torvis Energy Controller and have scanned the hint.
Yes, that's right. We were discussing earlier that it was in Torvis Energy Controller, and that Arrow would definitely head there. There is... Oh, I'm thinking of Light Beam. Arrow still doesn't know... Arrow has no information on Light Beam yet.
That is correct.
Though it's possible Light Beam wouldn't even be required. I haven't seen a need for it yet since Annihilator Beam's in the pocket.
No, I don't believe we've seen a Light Beam door or a Sunburst door.
Oh my gosh, imagine warping to Sky Temple and then discovering that the door to Emperor Ing is a Light Beam door and you haven't picked it up yet.
Oh my god. That would be something.
Oh, Drake is saying that it has happened. Oh no, I feel so bad for them.
And we have Arrow also going for that unlimited beam ammo. And I missed what that hint said. Thank you, Drake.
I mean, Arrow might get the Light Beam. Looks like they're heading to Dark Labs. Now I don't think, let me look at their map here. I don't think they went to check, what is that, Cache 1, where Light Beam normally is? Oh, they're heading to Cache 2.
Yeah, they're going for that Dark
SDK.
Visor.
Or, yes, that. Is that Dark Visor or an SDK?
It's Dark Visor. And
Oh my gosh! Oh, it's a power bomb door.
And he has no power bomb ammo.
For a moment, I thought that was a white door.
Man, looks like Arrow's getting Prime 1 dropped.
Oh no.
And
There's
there
one.
we go.
So Dark Visor will allow Arrow to get further into Sank Fortress.
So at this point, we are still looking for Light Suit.
And we've only had one hint be a life support system. That was Ruined Shrine. No, we're in a Ruined Shrine.
Defiled Shrine?
Defiled Shrine, thank you.
And Arrow also grabbing the dangerous burger.
Double checking the tracking document, it looks like Battleground is also a life support system. Either one of those could be Light Suit or E-Tanks. So what do you think? We have only two hints that point toward a life support system. Do you think it would be worthwhile to route those in? Now, Battleground is not very far away from Arrow right now.
Yeah, you definitely do the Battleground here. As for the other one, that one's a little more out of the way. Well, appears Arrow is electing to do neither.
I don't have information on who scanned that central mining station hint, but I think they both did. Arrow may have done it in the layer before the key bearer was there.
So this gate is a little weird from the back in that its collision is kind of missing. So in order to break the gate, you have to hit the wall next to it with a missile.
Okay, there's Light Beam for Arrow. Not completely out of the woods, though, because you could still come across a random AeroRaiser door or Seeker door.
Yeah, we still have no lead on Seekers. So, fun fact, those little batteries that power the lasers are one of the few things that can be broken by boost ball, but not cannonball.
We have confirmation from Drake that Arrow did not get the hint that there's a life system on Battleground.
And just a missile in storage C. Oh, we have the Medvista portal. We don't see that being used very often.
Yeah, usually a runner would opt to go and open the boost gate in Light World and use the Forgotten Bridge portal, but maybe McColyer didn't want to do that because of the Dark Pirates.
Oh, that is a good point that Drake brings up. No runner has checked the broom closet yet. Now, McColyer is coming through here with Sunburst.
If Light Suit's in the broom closet, would that make it technically a coke closet?
Yes, it would. And that is a very nicely placed power bomb by McColyer. Though I am a little disappointed that Boost Guardian did not taste Starlight. And we have a battleground check.
Maybe. If Arrow's bullets will fly straight. That is an E-tank. That is one life support system hint down. Now, there's no guarantees that every progression item is hinted in Randomania, right?
Correct. And some progression items can be hinted twice if they are on a major boss.
Speaking of coat closet. And it's a broom closet.
Tank.
I was hoping.
Every E-tank makes Defiled Shrine more likely.
There's only a little bit of cleanup left to do in Aegon. Got Mining Plaza, Sand Canyon, Dark Oasis. Now, Feeding Pit, you need
Light suit.
Light Suit. Dark Oasis we can do because Powerbomb Guardian has been defeated.
Yes, but Dark Oasis was hinted to be a missile system, so it could be Seekers, but right now we're looking for Light Suit. We don't know that we need Seekers.
Mining Plaza, at this point, probably a dead check. Now, I haven't managed to catch a peek at the item in Mining Plaza.
And Screw Attack was in fact hinted in Portal Chamber. The hint was that Screw Attack was in Culling Chamber. And Chaika has an Ing Hive key.
No need for Chaika today.
Yep, no mosquito for us.
Potentially, depending on what the doors are. If we have Echo Visor doors to get into Quad, then you would need the keys.
Echo Visor is in Dynamo Works.
Hey, we are not looking at a lot of checks outside of Sank left. Arrow is doing a lot of cleanup outside of Sank, but with that Dark Visor, they can get further in.
Yeah, though no one has checked Pod W yet. Well, okay, there's your answer. So, Defiled Shrine is the light suit.
There we go. So, McColyer was in Mining Station B earlier. Did they just not scan the... Oh, no, Amber. Ah, okay. So I think here Arrow is probably booking it to that Light Suit and Defiled Shrine and then doing STK cleanup if they can.
Well, that light suit is the last thing they needed. Once we have the keys, the only question is, what are the doors to Emperor Ing? Even so, McCollier's not that far behind. Like, major shout out to both of these runners for keeping all of this straight. I'd have been so lost in this seed.
The only major that the racers do not currently have that is unhinted is Seeker missiles.
And that is key number 6 for Aero. Aero being bullied by the turrets.
I'm surprised that Arrow didn't go straight for that light suit.
They're probably planning to route it in after the ATS key.
I guess it is right next to the Sky Temple Gateway. That is a pretty convenient location. Well, wait. No, because you need it to get the keys for Sky Temple Gateway, so that doesn't make sense.
You don't need it for the key that's left in sync, which is in aerial training site.
Sank map gate was amber, I believe, but Arrow already scanned it, so we won't get to see. I'm very sure it was amber. Yeah, Kamir's pointing out that you need light suit for Sank map, and that is an SDK. Arrow's heading to another elevator. Wait, are they going back to Temple Grounds? Is this the elevator to Temple Grounds?
Looks like it.
Maybe they forgot about the sync map key.
This elevator does lead right to that portal. Was this faster than going through GFMC?
I want to say no. There must be something we're not thinking of.
I don't... Oh, he didn't have light beam when he passed through here before. The way through Gateway wasn't open.
Ah, yes. The block. The light block. Imagine the door in Wind Chamber is a AeroRaiser door. I keep saying that.
Yeah, so based on that late light beam pickup, this route makes complete sense. And with that, Aero has light suit. And could potentially be in go mode depending on what those final doors are.
Oh my gosh, Kamir. Don't do that. Imagine getting to Sky Temple and having to turn around because you don't have the item for the first door. You go find it, come back, and then you don't have the item for the second door.
And McColyer has the light suit hint.
Drake, we can dream.
And Arrow is going for the instant morph. I did not see what was in the tunnel, but he apparently wants it.
Now, this is the AeroRaiser in Dynamo Works.
Ah, so it's the tunnel and not Spider Guardian. That's a little disappointing.
So it looks like Arrow's not going, getting it quite enough height.
Attempting the screw attack route. So you can screw attack into this tunnel, but it's a little finicky, and I believe it's more likely than not to repo you out of the tunnel.
Looks like Arrow's deciding to risk going on without it.
I mean, we don't know that we need it for anything at this point, so...
It is entirely possible there could be echo doors between Arrow and the next few SDKs.
Oh, it doesn't look like there's one here, so...
Quatraxis is guarding a missile expansion, in case you were wondering. Now, SDK-wise, MColyer is not really that far behind Arrow. The big downside to McCollier's situation is they have not picked up Light Suit and probably will not get the Light Suit hint because they've already checked Mining Station B.
Very nice instant morph from Arrow to get into the bomb slot and open up the portal to ATS.
McColyer got the Light Suit hint?
Yes, he did.
Oh, they must have doubled back when I wasn't looking. Well, good. That means my statement was wrong and McCollier's in a much better situation.
Now, you're supposed to get this item by going up through Caretaker. But as you can see, there is a hole in the force field that you can just scan the monitor through, and that opens it up for you.
I prefer to do that particular peek through the force field from the back side. There's a standable ledge on the other side of the force field that comes between you and the dark troopers in the room. That way you can be protected from their shots while trying to do that finicky little scan peek. But it seems like most people prefer to do it from the front side where Arrow did.
Oh, and we are seeing a Sank entrance play from McColyer.
Now, if this is progression, the only progression it could be is seeker missiles, right?
I believe so, yeah. Because we know where everything else is.
Well, we don't really know Cobalt. Yeah, like Drake just said. We know that Cobalt is 3 rooms from Dark Torvisky 1. And we're pretty sure it has to be in Sank.
Yeah, but we've seen every item that's 3 rooms away from here, and none of them were the Torvisky, so it's not Cobalt if it's here.
And it looks like, based on remaining item locations, Drake is right to assume that it has to be in Sank Fortress. Because none of these rooms that aren't there are 3 rooms apart. Well, right. I was basing it on remaining. I wasn't saying you were. I was saying that I was looking at the remaining rooms.
What could the tariff checks be? So we know O'Lear's missile launcher. So I'm thinking temple access and watch station. And Arrow has picked up his last Sky Temple key.
And we're probably looking at a, well, probably not a save warp, actually. Well, maybe. A save warp would take them back to Aegon, where they could then take the elevator to Temple Grounds.
My brain has long since turned to mush, and I cannot remember how to get anywhere in this seed.
Yeah, it would go back to Torvis, actually, so it would be better to just go to that elevator, maybe. Lower Torvis to Temple Grounds could be a route. Looks like Arrow's going out the front gate. Where does this go?
I believe this goes into Aegon.
Guess I could look at the tracking document. I forgot elevators was on here.
Arrow is back into Aegon, and from Aegon you can get to Temple Grounds.
Yep, that is correct. Because we have a vanilla Aegon mining, or a blah, mining. There's too many mining rooms in Aegon. Vanilla Aegon entrance elevator.
McColyer picking up the best beam combo. And learning where missile launcher is 2 hours and 17 minutes into this seed.
Missile logic really didn't play a role.
Yep, you didn't have to fire a single missile to beat this seed. Oh, no power bombs.
Oh my goodness, and now they have to go all the way back through that puzzle to farm power bombs in the next room. I thought for a moment McColyer was heading for that light suit. What is he planning, I wonder?
And Arrow is entering the Sky Temple. Will we have something interesting, or will all our dreams be crushed by boring blue doors?
I'm betting on blue doors.
Unfortunately, so am I.
Arrow's map is betraying us.
Okay, so Emperor Ing 3. This is a 3-phase boss battle, and the first phase is fairly straightforward. You break those tentacles, and then you shoot into the center of that glowing eye, either with super missiles or uncharged annihilator shots. I personally prefer the super missiles.
With double damage, uncharged annihilator is kind of the way to go, though.
Emperor Ing 2, you're just going to destroy the tentacles as they pop out of those little nodules on the cocoon. The real challenge of this phase is those inglets, which will knock you into the poison cloud.
Thankfully, with light suit, the poison cloud isn't that bad.
But unfortunately, the inglets remain.
They do like to bully.
Okay, so, Phase 3. Now, it's believed that at some point during development, there was supposed to be an additional part of this phase where Emperor Ing would spawn armor around its legs that you would have to destroy with Screw Attack. Now, for whatever reason, they cut that phase, but left the hitbox for the armor in the fight. So, you can damage this hitbox with Screw Attack that is sitting right underneath the boss, and that is tied directly into its health pool. So the quickest way to defeat this boss is actually to just Screw Attack underneath its stomach. And now we are entering Dark Samus, which is the last hurdle before escaping this exploding planet. So Dark Samus normally has 2 phases. Dark Samus 3, which is where she's just roaming around the ring and takes damage from being shot, and Dark Samus 4, where she's in the center firing off phazon shots and can only be damaged by the pellets. Now, Arrow is going to attempt to skip Dark Samus 4 by bringing DS3 just down to the brink of transitioning, and then doing either a super missile or Screw Attack to skip the health trigger. And from there, you want to try and lock her into her missile animation, and you can keep dealing damage to her without her transitioning phases. And we have a center. This part of the fight is mostly just RNG. You just gotta wait for her to fire off those phazon shots, and then you suck them in with your charge beam and fire them back at her. Really, the only thing you need to worry about is if you hit her with a phazon shot while she is lowering her shield, instead of doing damage, you will actually heal the boss. Now, just a little trick with this boss fight. It's actually easier to suck up the phazon pellets if you are manually aiming.
Probably 2, maybe 3 more shots.
I believe she can still drop down one time, but after that she should stay up. And there we have the heal.
That's another heal.
So if Dark Samus is at the point where taking any damage will kill her, she will not drop back down, so the ending cutscene will always make sense, because that starts with her in the air. I believe this is enough that she shouldn't drop down again.
That should be correct. One more shot will definitely do the trick.
Nope.
What? Oh?
Yeah, it looks like she has 1 health left, so he was 1 health shy of her not dropping. Oh, that hurts.
But at least Dark Samus is not going to drop back down, so... Good old Dork Samus.
And that is GG's.
McColyer has also immediately tossed in the forfeit.
And we shall be joined by them shortly.
What a race.
Welcome, Aero. Welcome, McColyer.
So I'm wondering how far ahead I was.
Honestly, you were not super far ahead.
I didn't feel ahead for a while, because once I got STK hints, I was like, well, I guess I'm just full clearing at this point until I find light suit.
Yeah, I'm on that, most of it that way. I need to find light, so I didn't find it. I was on Sank.
It got hinted. I decided to
Oh,
chase
yeah,
the
no.
Amber hint.
Oh no! Oh well, I knew where it was, but still was. Well, I still need the Cobalt, yeah, and Seekers.
Neither were needed.
Oh, neither were needed. I thought they were needed.
No. The only Cobalt gate there was to make Temple Grounds more convenient, and Seekers.
Oh, yeah.
I had a Singer Seeker store.
So I was looking for nothing then.
Yeah. Light suit was chilling in Defiled Shrine.
Yeah. Yeah.
As soon as I read that Amber hint that there was a suit there, I'm like, all right, let's go, Mo, let's go. I'm just gonna hope there's nothing in the hive doors, because I knew where Echo was, but I didn't want to go get it.
Yeah, I was on Spider.
Yeah, on Spider.
As soon as you left that Echo behind, we were all really, really hoping that wasn't going to come back to bite you.
I was really. When you saw me go for it a couple times, I'm like, all right, I'm not getting this today. I'm out. I'm like, I'm just gonna hope there's not an Echo door there. Light beam, I got way later than I should have, but thankfully,
Oh, me too.
outside of convenient movement in temple grounds, light beam meant nothing.
Lightning
Outside of
was,
like some STKs.
yeah, lightning was not needed, to be honest.
Outside of STKs, you didn't need light beam for anything.
Yeah.
On the note of not needed, do you know what
Oh,
else
light
was
beam,
not
light
needed?
beam was technically required. You needed light beam for the Accursed Lake STK.
What was else not needed?
Missiles.
Yeah, there
Oh,
was
yeah.
not a single missile door.
No. None.
Missile launcher was hinted, I believe. Sync energy
Yeah,
controller.
Yep, missile launcher Olier.
Yeah, like as soon as I read that, I was like, okay, these missiles probably don't matter. But given I didn't fire that many missiles, that's also why we didn't see any beam combo doors because missiles were so late, even though we had all the beam combos. I had a little bit of fun with Dark Burst and Torvis Temple.
No, I.
All right, I'm about to find out where these last couple items are though, because the only ones we
No.
don't know are Seekers and Cobalt.
Yeah, we've all been asking where are Seekers. We
Also-
we know Cobalt has to be somewhere in Sank Fortress.
Yeah. Two STKs.
Seekers, ATS.
Where?
Oh my god.
I skipped it because I didn't even look. I saw the STK and left. Cobalt and Airy. We're never getting that. Cobalt and Airy. Never getting it. There was a single Cobalt gate the entire game, given it was in one of the worst spots a Cobalt gate could be. Like, when I was going to get Light Suit, I had to go through Sank to get to Light Suit, because I had no other way to that set of Temple Grounds. The Torvis key had to be main gyro, yeah. It'll show on credits on the screen in a moment when they get to it. But yeah. I think it also said unlimited missile. I skipped I missed unlimited missiles as well.
It was
Mining Station B.
Yep.
Oh, right. I read the hint and just left. I didn't even look at the item. I read the hint and that was gone because that was the Mining Station B hint for
TTS for Torvis Key 3.
Oh, it was yeah.
Huh.
Well, that's what one of the Torvis keys were sank, but yeah. I think
Oh, I
Torvis
was
key
looking for
missing
Torvis
was
Key 1, not
yeah,
3.
Torvis key 1 was main gyro, confirmed by chat. Yep. Yeah, I read that hint and I'm like, that's probably not gonna matter. No, as soon as I read the hint in Mining Station, because I read the hint first before I even looked at the item, because I was just boosted along. I read the hint, I'm like, Defile Shrine Light Suit. Alright, I'm go mode. If I had seen the unlimited missiles up there in Mining Station B, I probably would have grabbed them. Just for the sake of it, because then I could just spam Sonic Boom all day.
I gotta say, I expected this to take like
I was
forever.
prepared.
Way longer.
I was prepared for 3 hours. I was expecting 3.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this when we were crafting this dumb preset. I'm like, we are legitimately one way anywhere elevators away from this being my like casual wheelhouse.
You should have done that.
It's not race safe. There are soft locks everywhere.
Yeah.
There are soft
Also,
locks everywhere. With
shout
one
out
way
to
anywhere.
the 5-minute soft lock that I did on the first 5 minutes.
Oh, I got rewarded for bad decisions pretty early. Me going into Sank Spider side was not the correct thing to do, and I'm immediately rewarded with Screw Attack, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, you had that Screw Attack long before McColyer did.
Yeah.
I should, well, like, thinking about it, like, I was thinking when I was on my way to Sank, I'm like, I'm gonna regret this decision. I can only get 1, maybe 2 items here. This is a bad idea. See, Screw Attack. Never mind. Never mind. I'm happy. And it routed 2 STK hints with the way I took. So I'm like, oh, this just works out. Because it routed to the back of Temple Grounds.
On McCollier's side, you had that light beam long before Arrow ever did.
Oh,
I
really?
figured. Light Beam was one of the last things I got. I got Light Beam maybe, 20 minutes ago? 25 minutes ago?
I was thinking.
It's what made my STK cleanup so awful. Like, they were all over the place. I had to go through, walk around Sank, get the stuff for Sank, but I had to get light suit on the way, so I had to detour out of Sank, back into Temple Grounds, get the light suit, go back into Sank, save warp back to Torvis to get the Poison Bog STK.
Yeah, we were a little confused by that. It took us a while to realize that the first time you passed through that area, you didn't have light beam, so you couldn't open up the shortcut through Wind Chamber.
Nope. So when I went back through to get the light suit, I took a slight detour to open that shortcut. It's like, I'm going to be using this after I do Poison Bog. So... Also, shout out to me completely skipping Boost Guardian first pass. That was actually accidental.
Yeah, the 2 STKs over on
The
Torvis
2
Arena.
SDKs on Boost, yeah, it's like... I mean, after I realized I skipped them, I'm like, it actually doesn't hurt that much. I'm going to be passing through that area multiple times because of start location, so it doesn't hurt anything. Just wish I had gotten them that pass.
Yeah. When I read the hints for Torvis Arena, I was like, did I read?
In all
You know,
honesty,
read
I
that-
actually
that hint?
should have... At that point, I should have just left them until I did Poison Bog, but... eh. Like... Mercy, this tracking. Oh, I knew tracking on a door radar. See, it was gonna be a nightmare. That's why I think we had no hesitation immediately approving both people who applied to track.
Once again,
Yes.
thank you both, Drake and Up.
Because like door,
Yeah.
like, think about it. Door rando. If it could be rando, we'd randoed it. Like I said, the only reason we didn't do the one-way anywheres, but both of us like one-way anywheres, but they're not race safe. There'd be a ton of more resetting than what we happened. I reset once because I went and go check DMT, and I'm like, well, if this is something cool, if not, I'm resetting back and going back into the
I
elevator.
think I reset. I don't remember it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I reset one time, and that was to go
Dark
back.
Missile
and
Trooper, yeah.
Yeah, because
That
you
one
couldn't
was
loop,
mine.
couldn't loop back around because Cobalt. Also, shoutouts to Amber Translator Hall of Honor, dude. I'm like, oh, that
Oh,
feels
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I should have played for Hint sooner when I went back to Aegon, but I was too focused on clearing out the items first, knowing that Dark Visor was in cache too. Also, that's an awful spot.
Oh,
That was kind of awful.
I read that hint on a. Oh, there's that Dark Visor.
I read that
Oh,
hit and I'm like,
God.
of course it is.
I was, where's screw? I need screw attack. For like.
Also, I like how so many times, there was a couple times I got an item, I'm like, oh, I feel like I shouldn't have gotten this yet. But then immediately get presented with doors of that beam type. It happened with Annihilator, it happened with
Yeah.
Screw Attack. I saw no Screw Attack doors until I got Screw Attack, and then immediately started seeing Screw Attack doors. And I'm like, alright. The only doors that actually blocked me a couple times, I got blocked by a couple of boost doors early because they were kind of gating Aegon.
Yes.
And then Dark Visor. I started running the Dark Visor doors. I'm like, alright, where is this Dark Visor?
I found my first Dark Visor and forgot that I knew where where Dark Visor was, but still couldn't do anything.
I read the I started getting key hints and I'm like, I skipped Inghive keys. I'm like, if quad matters, doors shouldn't mess me up, right?
And
Which
then I
was
read.
correct. Which was correct. Chica had nothing, quad had nothing. Shoutouts to
Yeah.
Morbus having cannonball.
Yeah, we knew you weren't getting that.
I read that hint and I'm like, if
Where
Chica
was
was
that
required,
hint?
I think it was an amber hint. No, I think it was lower Torvus. Might have been lower Torvus because I full clear. I against my better judgment full cleared lower Torvus looking for hints because I was like I was light beam and light suit from go mode because Dark Visor was already known. I just hadn't gone back for it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. You logically need Echo to clear quad, and you need Echo to do Caretaker. You have a better chance of doing quad without Echo than Caretaker without Echo, since you have to have Echo to trigger Caretaker. I can imagine you being tired, dude. It's almost midnight here, so...
Oh. Sorry for my needed to bump 1
Oh,
hour
no.
later.
You are
I-
fine. You were fine. The later time worked in my favor because I was doing stuff all day.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot that I had a date earlier and was like, oh, I
Yes.
might not make it to this. For me, it was 7 p.m.
Also, let's look my yep. And I already know who my next opponent is, so that should be fun. I don't think the settings next time are going to be as dumb as this one.
No, I wanted to do dumb settings, to be honest.
I don't think that settings could have gotten dumber for
Yeah.
what we got without really messing with things.
Could
I'm
have
a
turned
little
on required
disappointed.
mains.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed you didn't have required main missiles just to really hammer home how much you didn't need them.
Yeah, I know, right? Given I didn't fire that many missiles outside of combat. And that was mostly me firing Dark Burst. Because Dark Burst is fun. Alright, GG's, I'm gonna hop out of here.
GG's.
Good luck in the lower bracket.
Yeah, I need to wait for the Ginger quiz and Nisa match.
Oh,
Yeah.
GG.
So I might be able to get a rematch.
Ah, well then there you go. I know if the wins go the way I want them to over the next 2 rounds, I'll also have a Swiss rematch in round 3.
I'll try
yeah,
to push. I'll try
I'm
to push
gonna-
these dumb settings for my next match.
Good luck. These settings are a fun time. I'm actually surprised they were under 3 hours, but like I said, it in a race prep. This is the first thing I've played under these settings since we set them up that didn't require quad.
And I am incredibly disappointed.
I mean, it was for an STK every time, but
Yeah.
there was never actually anything on them. It was just an STK.
Yeah, I also every time I gen a seed and it had some dumb logic for the start.
This one was the opposite. The start was super linear, and then immediately, as soon as you got access to Temple Grounds, the seed opened up.
Yeah.
The seed was stupid linear, I think, through Space Jump. I was like, I really don't want to go there without Dark Beam. Next thing I get Dark Beam. I'm like,
Dark Beam.
oh,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is probably SJ or something. Yeah.
I went
And
to.
I checked the map in my early time in Aegon, though. I checked the map so many times before entering a room just to make sure I'd be able to leave said room.
Yeah, I started doing that also since one of my practices I was like got soft lock and I was like, oh.
Well, I made that mistake in practice at DS1. I got in, I'm like, oh, I can get in. Cool, I can get the item, I can lower the shield. Oh, I can't open these. I can't open any of these doors.
I made that today.
But yeah,
on
GG's.
the first 5 minutes.
GG's. Good luck on next
GG's.
race. I'll see y'all later.
See y'all later.
GG's to both of you. Now, tomorrow we have 3 more races scheduled that should be a very good time. And if no one else has anything else, then we will see you next mission.